Have you ever stood up from your chair only to feel your legs wobble beneath you, like they're no longer yours? If you felt that, my friend, you're not alone. But here's the truth. Most doctors won't tell you. Up front, there's one simple vitamin that could be the key to staying steady on your feet even into your 90s. Hi, I'm just an old soul with a sharp mind and a deep love for helping folks like us age with strength and dignity. Today, I'm sharing something that could change the way you move, walk, and live. It's not a magic pill. It's science backed by decades of research, and it's something you can control. Before we dive in, please do me a small favor. Tap that like button if you care about staying strong as you age, and hit subscribe so you never miss tips that could keep you out of the doctor's office and in your garden, your kitchen, or dancing at your granddaughter's wedding. Stick with me till the very last second, because the final takeaway could be what keeps you independent for years to come. Let's get started. Part 1. The quiet crisis that steals our legs and our freedom. Let me tell you something straight from one elder to another. It's not the years that steal your strength. It's what you don't see coming. Most folks think growing old means slowing down. It's natural, they say, part of the deal. But here's what I've learned after 8 decades on this earth. It's not just age that brings us to our knees. It's neglecting the little things that quietly unravel our independence. And one of the biggest thieves, the slow loss of leg strength. Now, I'm not talking about running marathons. I'm talking about standing up without your knees trembling, about taking a walk around the block without your feet dragging, about climbing your front porch steps without gripping the rail like it's your lifeline. In America today, over 1 in 4 people over 65 will fall each year, not because they tripped over a rug, but because their legs simply couldn't catch them. Falls aren't just falls, they are life changers. You break a hip, you land in the hospital, and suddenly your world gets smaller fast. The porch becomes off limits. The grocery store becomes a chore. The freedom to move becomes a memory. I once had a neighbor, Joe Vietnam vet, tough as nails. He never feared much. But after he fell in his kitchen at 76 and fractured his hip, he told me something that stuck. I didn't feel old until I couldn't get back up. That's what this is really about. Not just muscles, not just balance, it's about dignity. And if we want to hold on to that dignity, we need to stop accepting frailty as our fate. We need to treat strength like it's sacred, because it is. It's what lets us walk to the mailbox, tend to our gardens, hug our grandkids without needing a chair to lean on. There's a quiet crisis in this country, and it isn't just healthcare or retirement savings. It's that too many of us believe weakness is the price of aging. I'm here to tell you it doesn't have to be. The good news, there's something you can do. Something backed by science and years of lived experience. It's not complicated, and it doesn't require a gym membership. But before we get to that, we need to understand what's really at stake. Not just our health, but our independence, our confidence, and our rightful place as strong elders in our communities. Let's keep going. You need to hear this part 2, the hidden power of a simple vitamin and why no one told us sooner. Let me share a hard truth. Sometimes the most important answers in life are the ones sitting right in front of us. Quiet, ordinary, overlooked. That's exactly how vitamin D has been treated for far too long. Most of us grew up thinking vitamin D was just the sunshine vitamin, something nice for the bones, maybe good for kids. But no one told us, not our doctors, not the news, that it could be the very thing standing between us and a fall that changes everything. It wasn't until I turned 70 that I even heard a doctor mention vitamin D in the context of muscle strength. I'd gone in for what I called my wobble legs. I couldn't stand too long without feeling like my knees might give out. The doctor looked at my chart and said, "Let's check your vitamin D." I laughed. I said, "Doc, I need strength, not sunshine." Turns out I was wrong, dead wrong. Vitamin D doesn't just help bones, it tells your muscles how to move. It helps your nerves fire correctly, keeps your balance sharp, and fuels the strength in your thighs and calves. The very muscles that keep you upright when the world tilts. Think about that. All this time, so many of us have been falling, aching, tiring too quickly, and the solution might have been something as simple as a missing nutrient. Why weren't we told? Well, that's the other lesson life teaches you. Not everything important gets attention. Sometimes you have to dig a little, ask the hard questions, talk to people who've walked the same path. That's what we're doing here. And I'll tell you something else: when you find something that makes a real difference, you have a responsibility to pass it on. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm asking if what you hear today makes sense. Please click that like button, not for me, for the neighbor who might see this video next, for the daughter caring for her aging mom, for the old friend on Facebook who's just one fall away from losing their freedom, and subscribe to this channel. This isn't just information. This is life-saving wisdom, passed from one wise soul to another. Let's help each other live longer and better. I'm not selling miracles. I'm shining a light on something too many of us missed. The world moves fast. The medical system doesn't always speak our language. But in this space, we take our time. We dig deep. We ask what really matters. And today, the answer is clear. Keeping your strength isn't about pushing harder. It's about giving your body the right tools. Let's talk about what happens when you don't. Because knowing what's at stake, that's how we make real change. Keep listening. This could save your legs and maybe your life. Part 3, when the body whispers and you don't listen. There's a moment quiet, easy to miss, when your body starts speaking a different language. It doesn't shout. It doesn't make a scene. But one day you notice it's harder to get out of bed. The stairs feel steeper. You're tired after doing something simple like putting away groceries. Your legs tremble just a little when you stand up from the recliner. At first you call it just getting older. But what if it isn't? What if those whispers from your muscles are not a natural part of aging, but rather a sign that something deeper is off? I remember an old friend, Doris, a retired librarian from Pittsburgh, sharp as a tack. She loved tending her roses. But over one winter, she started using the handrail more than usual. Said her balance was off, that her legs felt like rubber. She joked it was just her age catching up, but it wasn't. Her vitamin D level had dropped so low, her muscles were essentially undernourished. When she corrected it, the difference was night and day. I don't feel 30 again, she told me, but I can hold my own on the garden path again. That's what vitamin D does quietly, invisibly, every single day. It supports the fine coordination between muscle strength, nerve signaling, and physical balance. When you're low on it, the decline doesn't come as a crash. It comes like a soft unraveling, barely noticeable until something gives out. There's a term scientists use, neuromuscular integrity. It's the connection between your brain nerves and muscles. A line of communication that says stand, step, catch yourself. Vitamin D is a crucial piece of that conversation. Without it, the message doesn't get through clearly. And here's something else to chew on. Research shows that even moderately low levels of vitamin D are linked with slower walking speed, weaker thigh muscles, and a significantly higher risk of falls. It's not about how old you are, it's about how well your body still talks to itself, and the irony. Many seniors spend less time outside, especially in colder states or assisted living centers. Our skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D from sunlight as we age. So while our need increases, our natural ability to make it decreases. That's why it's not just about diet or pills. It's about paying attention to what your body's telling you. When your legs feel uncertain, when you stumble on a flat surface, when you lose strength without reason, that's not just age. That's information. That's a body whispering, I need help. The question is, will we listen, or will we, like so many before us, wait until the fall comes? And by then, it's already too late. You still have time. You still have strength to protect. And the body, when given what it needs, remembers how to heal. Part 4. The signals we ignore and why we can't afford to anymore. Most people don't realize the body sends warnings before it gives out. But as we age, the problem isn't just what's happening, it's that we often stop listening. You see, the signs of vitamin D deficiency aren't loud. They don't show up like a heart attack or a broken bone. They creep in subtle, slow, and easy to misread as just old age. But if we ignore them, we pay a price. Our independence, our mobility, our quality of life. Let me tell you about Frank, a retired firefighter from Indiana, strong hands. Steel nerves, worked 30 years on the job. But after retirement, he started getting these strange leg cramps at night. Not just the occasional Charlie horse daily spasms that would jolt him out of bed. He tried drinking more water, took magnesium, got a new mattress, but nothing worked. When he finally had his vitamin D tested, it was barely detectable. Within 6 weeks of daily supplements and morning walks in the sun, those cramps started to fade. He told me it wasn't about being tough. It was about finally understanding what my body had been trying to say for months. That's what this is about. So what are the warning signs that your body may be starved for vitamin D? 1. Unexplained leg weakness or shakiness. You're not imagining things. That feeling when your legs struggle to support you, especially after sitting, could be more than fatigue. Vitamin D plays a role in muscle contraction. Without it, the simple act of standing becomes harder. The two-leg cramps, especially at night. Many seniors wake up with seizing pain in their calves or feet. While it can have many causes, vitamin D deficiency is often overlooked. It's involved in how your muscles fire and relax. Without enough of it, those nighttime spasms may become frequent and painful. 3. Bone and joint discomfort, especially in the lower back, hips, or knees. Vitamin D helps your body absorb calcium. Without it, your bones weaken. You might not break a bone yet, but you'll feel stiffness, aching, or soreness, especially after walking or standing for long. Slow healing of small wounds or bruises. Cuts take longer to close. Bruises linger. This isn't just about skin, it's about your immune response. Vitamin D helps regulate inflammation and tissue repair. When you're low, the healing process slows to a crawl. 5. Feeling off balance or unsteady on flat ground. This is perhaps the most serious red flag. Losing your balance in a hallway, kitchen, or grocery store aisle, even without an obstacle, can be a clear sign. Your neuromuscular system is out of sync. Vitamin D helps regulate those nerve-muscle connections that keep you upright. Now here's the kicker. These signs often appear before any blood test is ever done. And because so many of us chalk it up to just getting older, we never ask for that test. The truth, over 60% of older adults in America are deficient in vitamin D, and most have no idea, but you don't have to wait for a fall to find out. There's a simple blood test your doctor can order, quick, inexpensive, and painless, that measures your 25-hydroxyvitamin D level. Most experts agree that seniors should aim for a level above 30 ml, ideally closer to 40-60 for optimal strength and fall prevention. And if your doctor dismisses the idea, find another one. Because as we grow older, we have to become our own best advocates. You've lived enough years to know this: little things matter. A strange cramp, a slow bruise, a misstep in the hallway. They are early whispers from your body, not just coincidences. Ignoring them is easy. But listening. Listening could save your legs. Listening could keep you walking. Listening might be what keeps you living life on your feet, not from a hospital bed. So ask yourself right now, have I been feeling these signs? And more importantly, what am I going to do about it? Part 5. How to get more vitamin D. The 3 pillars of strength. If you've made it this far, you already understand the truth. Our legs don't give out overnight. It happens quietly when we ignore the small signs, when we assume weakness is just part of getting older, and when we let a simple deficiency chip away at our strength. But here's the part that gives me hope. Vitamin D is one of the easiest problems to fix. You don't need a fancy prescription. You don't need to uproot your life. What you need is a plan, something practical, realistic, and rooted in the way we actually live. As older adults in America, I call it the 3 pillars of vitamin D, sunlight, food, and supplements. Let's take a closer look at each one. Sunlight, the forgotten medicine. Long before pharmacies, we had sunshine. Our skin has the ability to produce vitamin D naturally when exposed to ultraviolet B, UVB rays from the sun. In fact, just 15 to 30 minutes of sunlight a few times a week can give your body what it needs, especially if you expose your arms, legs, or face. But here's the catch: as we age, our skin becomes less efficient at converting sunlight into vitamin D. A 70-year-old makes 75% less vitamin D from the same sunlight as a 25-year-old ad in sunscreen, long winters, indoor lifestyles, or nursing homes, and you've got a recipe for deficiency. That doesn't mean we give up, it means we adjust. If you're in a sunnier state like Arizona, Florida, or Southern California, take advantage. Walk in the early afternoon sun for 20 minutes, 3 or 4 days a week. If you're further north or it's winter, even sitting near a sunny window can help. Though it may not be enough, some folks invest in UVB lamps, specially made to mimic sunlight safely indoors. They're not cheap, but for those with limited mobility or in cloudy climates, it can make a real difference. Pillar 2. Food fueling the body with what nature gives food is our first medicine, and in this case, it can be a powerful ally. Unfortunately, very few foods naturally contain vitamin D. That's why it's so important to be intentional about what's on your plate. Here are some of the best sources. Fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, sardines, and tuna are the top choices. Just a 3-5 oz portion of salmon can contain over 500 IU of vitamin D. Egg yolks, often overlooked, but each yolk has around 40 IU. Fortified dairy and plant milks. Most brands add vitamin D to milk, almond milk, soy milk, and yogurt. Cerium mushrooms, specifically those exposed to sunlight, check the label. These are the only plant-based source of natural vitamin D. Cod liver oil, old school but still one of the richest sources. A personal note here. When my wife and I began focusing on vitamin D through food we made, Sunday salmon dinners, a tradition. Not only did it help our levels, it brought our grandkids around the table more often. Sometimes a health change also strengthens the soul. Pillar 3. Supplements your daily backup plan. Here's the truth, even with sunshine and food, many older adults still fall short. That's where vitamin D3 supplements come in. D3 cholecalciferol is the preferred form. It's the type your body produces naturally from sunlight, and it's far more effective than D2 recommended dosage. For most seniors over 65, 800 to 2,000 IU per day. If you're deficient, your doctor may recommend up to 5,000 IU daily for a few months. But don't just pop a pill and call it a day. Take it with food, preferably one that contains healthy fats like avocado, olive oil, or nuts. Because vitamin D is fat-soluble, your body absorbs it best when eaten alongside fat. And here's a powerful but often ignored detail. Magnesium is essential for activating vitamin D in your body. Without enough magnesium, even high doses of vitamin D may not work properly. So what foods help here? Leafy greens, spinach, kale, and chard. Nuts and seeds, almonds, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds. Whole grains, oats, brown rice, quinoa. If your diet doesn't give you enough, a magnesium supplement of 200-400 milligrams daily can be a safe and helpful addition. So it's the big picture. The goal isn't perfection, it's consistency. A little sun, a mindful plate, a reliable supplement. Together they form the foundation that keeps your legs moving, your balance sharp, and your independence intact. You've worked too hard in life to spend your golden years on shaky ground. Your legs have carried you through decades, through weddings, losses, Sunday barbecues, and morning walks. It's time you gave them what they need to keep going. So ask yourself, what can I start doing today to rebuild my foundation? Because when the pillars are strong, you are strong. And that strength means you keep standing, keep walking, and keep living fully. Part 6, a daily plan to protect your legs, your balance, and your freedom. By now we've talked about what vitamin D does, why it matters, and how to get more of it. But let's be honest, information alone doesn't change lives. What does change lives is action. It's one thing to know the science. It's another to wake up each morning with a simple plan tailored to your rhythm, your age, and your needs. This is especially true for those of us over 65. We don't need complication. We need clarity, consistency, and care. So here's what I've put together, a simple, effective daily plan based on the 3 pillars. Sunlight, food, and supplements designed specifically for older adults living in the U.S. This is the kind of plan I wish someone had handed me 10 years ago. Let's walk through it one step at a time. Morning. Start your day with strength. 1. Open the curtains and step into the sun. If the sun is shining, spend 15-20 minutes outside before 10:30 a.m. Sit on the porch. Take a gentle walk to the mailbox. Even just sitting near a window with your sleeves rolled up can help. If you're in a colder climate or it's winter, do it anyway. The habit matters. Even cloudy days offer some UVB rays, and the movement itself will wake up your muscles. 2. Morning stretch or gentle movement. Before breakfast, take 5 minutes for light stretching. Focus on the legs, hamstrings, calves, ankles. Keep your muscles warm and responsive. One of my favorite stretches is the sit to stand. Sit in a sturdy chair. Cross your arms over your chest. Stand up slowly, then sit back down. Do this 5 to 10 times. This movement alone can restore balance and coordination if done consistently. 3. Eat a vitamin D-friendly breakfast. Sample breakfast. Scrambled eggs with spinach vitamin D, plus magnesium, whole grain toast, a glass of fortified milk or almond milk. Optional, sprinkle sunflower seeds on your eggs for extra magnesium. 4. Take your supplements with food. If you're taking a vitamin D3 supplement, morning is a great time. Take it with your breakfast, especially if there's healthy fat in your meal. If you also take magnesium, pair it here, or save it for the evening. It can help with sleep too. Midday, reconnect with your body. One light walk or midday sun exposure. Between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. is the best window for natural vitamin D from the sun. If your energy allows, take a walk after lunch. Even 10 minutes around the block can help. If not, sit on a bench, do some light stretches, or work in the garden. Movement in daylight isn't just good for your legs, it also supports mood, memory, and digestion. 2. Lunch with intention. Lunch is a great time to incorporate one of the most powerful vitamin D sources, fatty fish. Try tuna salad sandwich on whole grain bread, sardines on crackers, grilled salmon over greens with olive oil. Add a side of steamed broccoli, spinach, or quinoa. These boost your magnesium levels and fiber intake. This evening, support recovery and rest. One dinner with a purpose. Keep it light but nutrient dense. Some favorites: baked chicken thighs with roasted sweet potatoes and kale, mushroom stir fry with tofu and brown rice, fortified yogurt with berries for dessert. Even small amounts of vitamin D-rich foods add up over time. 2. Evening magnesium optional. If you didn't take magnesium in the morning, you might take it now, especially if you suffer from leg cramps at night. Magnesium helps calm the nervous system and relax muscles, promoting restful sleep. Reflect and track progress. End your day with a 2-minute journal entry. Ask, how did my legs feel today? Did I get outside? Did I eat foods that nourish me? Any cramping, fatigue, or unsteadiness? This small act of reflection builds awareness and prevents problems before they begin. 2. Weekly and monthly habits. Set a routine time to refill your supplements. Choose one day a week to check your bottles. Running out of vitamin D for a week can set you back fast. To plan a sunshine date, schedule one outing each week that includes outdoor time, walk with a friend, visit the farmer's market, or sit at the park. These little rituals add both sunlight and joy. 3. Ask your doctor to test your vitamin D. Every 6 to 12 months, request a blood test for 25-hydroxyvitamin D. It's the only way to know for sure whether your plan is working. Target 40 to 60 ml too high. Adjust your supplement dose. Too low, talk to your doctor about higher temporary doses. Final thoughts. Taking care of your legs isn't about vanity, it's about independence. It's about the dignity of walking under your own power, answering the door on your own 2 feet, and reaching your bedroom without relying on someone else. This daily plan isn't complicated, but it is powerful, and over time, it adds up. More energy, less fear of falling. A life lived fully, not carefully. You've built a life brick by brick. Now build the foundation to stand strong on it. Tomorrow morning when you wake up, remember your legs are waiting to carry you into the day. Give them the fuel, the movement, and the care they deserve. Part 7, Real Stories, Real Strength. How seniors reclaim their legs and their lives. Facts and science are important, but sometimes what moves us most is seeing how knowledge turns into action. Across the country, older adults are waking up to the quiet power of vitamin D, and the difference it's making is nothing short of remarkable. Let me share a few stories that still sit with me because they remind us that it's never too late to stand tall again. Joanne, 82, from rural Ohio. Joanne had always been active, a mother of 5, a Sunday school teacher, a woman who walked everywhere. But when winter came one year, she stopped going outside. She began to feel stiff, especially in her legs. Soon she was using her walker more than usual. Not because she'd fallen, but because she didn't trust her legs anymore. At first, she thought it was just aging, but a routine blood test showed her vitamin D level was dangerously low, 12 ml. Her doctor prescribed 2,000 IU of vitamin D3 daily, along with magnesium. Within a month, she noticed her legs didn't shake as much. By spring, she was walking to the corner store again. She told me I didn't get younger. I just got smarter about what my body needed. The Ralph 76, retired postal worker in Oregon. Ralph had a scare that shook him. He fell in the garage while lifting a small box. It wasn't heavy, but his legs just gave out. Fortunately, he wasn't seriously hurt, but the fall shook his confidence. He stopped walking without his cane, even inside the house. His daughter and nurse encouraged him to get tested. His vitamin D level came back low. They created a simple plan: daily walks during midday, sun salmon twice a week, and a supplement with 1,000 IU of D3. 3 months later, he went to visit his grandkids and forgot to bring the cane. He never needed it again. Maria, 79, widowed grandmother from Texas. Maria lived alone and had been struggling with insomnia and leg cramps for years. She'd tried everything: more water stretching, cutting back on salt, but nothing worked. It wasn't until a neighbor mentioned vitamin D that she got curious. Her doctor found she was low in both vitamin D and magnesium. Once she added both to her daily routine, along with more time on her back porch during the day, her sleep improved and the cramps vanished. She said, "I thought I was falling apart. Turns out I was just missing something simple." Fun. These stories aren't miracles. They're not flukes. They're everyday people just like you and me who listened to their bodies, took small steps, and saw real change. If you're feeling off balance, tired, or weaker than you used to be, take heart. Your body might just be asking for help in a language you're now ready to hear. Because the truth is, strength can return, confidence can be rebuilt. And your legs, they remember how to walk strong. They just need the right support. A gentle reminder for stronger days ahead. Growing older is not about giving up ground. It's about standing your ground with wisdom, intention, and care. Today, we uncovered a truth that too many people overlook. Vitamin D isn't just a supplement, it's a lifeline. It supports our legs, our balance, our confidence. It protects us from falls, weakness, and fear. And the beauty of it, it's within reach. We talked about the signs, the cramps, the tired legs, the slow healing. We explored the simple steps: sunlight, food supplements, and magnesium. And we listened to the voices of real seniors who turned things around with just a few mindful changes. Now it's your turn. If this message spoke to you, if it reminded you of a loved one, or helped you understand your own body better, please click the like button. Subscribe for more honest, practical guidance on how to stay strong and independent as you age. And if something in this video touched you, share your story in the comments. What insight did you take away? What change are you going to make for yourself or for someone you care about? Let's keep this conversation going, because strength isn't just physical, it's shared. And when we pass on what we learn, we help others stand taller too. Take care of your legs. They've carried you far and they're not done yet.